Hi, everybody. Welcome to It's Busy. Here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Busy. Welcome to episode 566. They're just speeding by. I swear they're just going by. Twice a week. I guess that's what happens. By the way, thanks for being here. If you like what we have to say, please subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. I'm really excited. My husband is here.
Hi.
John Fegley.
It's been a while since I've been on.
It has been.
I'm honored to be on. I'm on the new set with the new name for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's busy.
It's busy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I say that enough.
I think so.
I think it's good. I think it's appropriate. Conversations with Bizzy was just way too long.
Conversations. Yeah, that's a lot of syllables.
Well, we talked about that the other day. We're like, it's too many syllables. Well, but enough about that. We are here to talk about how we've navigated everything. And as you guys all know, we're both in recovery. I now have 19 years.
Congratulations, by the way. That happened last week.
Yeah, it did. And he's working on his 27th year.
Yeah, whatever.
He doesn't like to say that because it's not perfect. Being sober does not mean we're perfect. It does not mean.
It doesn't?
No. So, but the conflicts that we've been going through in our marriage are due to communication issues, in my opinion. Would you agree?
I definitely agree.
What do you think? How would you describe it?
The conflicts? Well, they revolve around certain events that have taken place. And it has been very difficult for us to be able to communicate calmly and clearly and concisely and lovingly and all those things.
It is, because things come up, you guys. When you're married, things come up. And what we've been dealing with are issues that have been carried along for pretty much our entire marriage. And they don't disappear. They just come and rear its head often. And when it does, I react like a volcano. And my husband gets quieter and quieter and quieter. And I'm a screamer. That's just my way. I
think it's a nuclear reactor.
I'm a nuclear reactor. I'm like a hurricane, the one that's actually going by us, thank God, and going up the East Coast. I'm not going to touch anything, thank God, on in the United States. But it's really getting through this tough time when so many people. I mean, I've been divorced. You've been divorced.
Yes.
And instead of going through these nuclear reactions, we have to manage through them. And how do we do that in a loving and kind way? And you learn to communicate instead of running away, which has always been my answer. I'm a runner. I just like to run away. You also like to run away.
Yeah, and I mostly just walk in circles now. I walk in a lot of circles.
He walks.
I haven't found my tail yet. I keep looking for it.
I mean, the one thing that I think is the thing that's nice is that I've also joined a sister program called Al-Anon. So there's another set of tools that I'm learning there. So it's kind of nice because I think the more tools you can get in your toolbox, and I'm not talking about hammers and wrenches and screwdrivers. I'm talking about like realizing you didn't cause it, you can't cure it, and you can't change it. Like the 3 C's are huge for me. That was something I never really realized. And it upsets you or both of you, because obviously if you're in a conflict, you need 2 people. So how do you manage through those times? And I know ghosting, which I didn't know that it had the term ghosting before. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
Will you tell us what that means?
Ghosting means you just completely ignore the person and stop responding completely and utterly. And it's usually like something that's done sort of, with the internet in mind. So you can like block their number and get rid of their email and all that stuff. But if you live in the house with them.
Yeah. What does that look like?
I don't know if it's really ghosting if you're in the house, but there is definitely the strong possibility that uh, one person may just shut down, and it would appear to be ghosting. It's just the silent treatment. It's really just being completely shut down, is what
And
it is.
is so I explode and you
Implode.
implode. And what do you do?
I get silent.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And is that easy?
No, it's terrible. It's probably just as terrible as exploding.
It truly is because
Hmm.
I think, at least for me, and me being the woman that I am, I need connection. I, well, maybe it's just acknowledgement.
Well, I think you may miss part of of what happens. You know, I mean, they you talk about in life yin and yang, and sometimes when there's all this going on one side
So she's
and
raising his hand if you're
this
listening to
going
this
down on the other side,
on your earbuds and you're not watching it on YouTube or on my website.
what happens is the hands have to come back together. Eventually, they hit equilibrium. But
Balance.
every it's a scientific fact that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So, you know, we're a couple. Um, I think that, ultimately we love each other, and that's why we're here tonight doing this. I mean, we wouldn't be if we didn't. And, you know, because we love each other, we can get through anything that we need to get through. And we're two completely different people. I mean, for one thing, if you're just listening, she's a woman and I'm a man. And I'm a man of a certain age.
What age is that?
Well, I'm 63, so that means I was born in 1961. I was raised basically in the late 60s and the early 70s by parents that were both born before World War II. And in that very waspy upbringing, um, there was not a lot of talking about feelings or emotions or anything else, really, especially from children. There was no talking at all, basically, when dad was around. So, you know, I'm not an emoter. I'm not good at it. I'm not comfortable with it. And, I make the attempt from time to time, but I'm really not an emoter. I'm just not. I'd rather wait 3 days, calm down, and then talk about it. It's much better that way for me.
Your wife, who's half Irish Catholic and half Jewish.
Right? That means you need the answer yesterday. I get it. And it doesn't work that way all the time. It just doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
And it is the boundaries that we're learning. And again, it's marriage is not easy. So knowing that neither of us have done this right before, again, the first thought is I'm running, I'm getting out, I'm getting divorced, call the divorce attorney, I'm over it, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. And it's so funny because so many people that see us think that we have this perfect, and I'm doing air quotes if you're not watching, we have this perfect marriage and it's perfect, but nothing is ever perfect, is it?
No, and it's like, I mean, in the way I look at it, uh, the marriage and the relationship is like anything else that you want to do. I mean, when you can't quit when it gets hard, or you'll never get better at it. You just won't. I
No.
mean, that's a fact. And I've had some uh, skills that I'm really good at, and I'm really good at them because I never quit when it got hard, and that's a fact. So this is a skill that I really want to learn, and so I'm not willing to quit when it gets hard.
No, I don't think anybody should. It's really hard to, and I don't mean hard, like I always say hard to me would be like pushing a boulder up a hill and having to feed your children fresh water. That would be really hard. It's challenging to deal with your reactions. And I think that anybody that's listening, I think everybody goes through these times in your relationships. And again, we live in a society now where I don't even know we know it's over 50% of marriages, end in divorce. So, how do you learn to dance with each other? It's a way of saying it. When times do get tough and when things come up that are difficult. And it's a big thing is the boundaries thing. So I think that the getting quiet, I understand a lot of men do that. And for me, that feels really, really, I don't like that at all because I am somebody who wants interaction. I want constant interaction. So if I'm going to say one thing, I want somebody to say something back. And a lot of men don't want to do that. They just want to walk away. And that's your way of doing it. It could be vice versa. The man could be the one that's volatile.
You explode and I implode.
So implode, work through it. Feelings aren't facts. That is what I've learned. The biggest thing of anything is that feelings are not facts. Feelings are constantly changing. You may feel happy, maybe 5 minutes later, you feel sad. And it's not reacting all the time to your feelings. And that's stuff that I need to learn myself too. Is like, okay, I can't go nuclear and I need to stay at level and I need to just wait. And things might be big that you're dealing with. What we were dealing with was really big. I'm not going to get in particulars on this because it's not important. This is going to be solved by this date. I think that was helpful.
And that is good because it takes away a lot of the uncertainty. And what causes more reaction is caused by fear, right?
Yep.
And uncertainty certainly can generate a lot of fear. There's no question about it. I know, I'll speak for me. I lived a life, I'd rather have the worst answer than no answer. Tell me I have terminal cancer, but just tell me something because I don't want to have to wait another week until I find out what's going on. And when I say that, when that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, that's crazy, John. That's crazy, JF. Like, why would you wish that on yourself? And so I've gotten better with it. I've gotten better with it. My issue with that is that my I feel like the sin that I suffer from the most is sloth, and so I can use that as an excuse to just be like mañana, 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 and never do anything. But that doesn't serve me well at all either. So I'm you know I'm in a spot in my life finally where I'm doing things and I'm accomplishing things and I'm feeling very good about it. However it works out.
Yeah. And
And
I
it's going to work out how it's going to work out. I've stopped trying to like waste my time imagining how things are going to work out. It's just a waste of time.
And it's interesting because I'm a person that's like a doer. Like when something gets presented, I want it off my plate, right? Like that's just the way I am. I just like when I get something, like for instance, I'm going to give one example for me, which was like I have we have a rental property and I didn't have somebody in there. I didn't know for a month. Like I had somebody leaving and then a new person coming and I didn't know when. It took me a month to get like solid understanding that someone was actually going to take this rental property. And during that time, it makes you get, I just get like, where's the person? Can't the person just appear? What do I need to do? Can I put more ads out there? Can I make something happen? And I don't think I couldn't make something happen. And when that did finally happen, that was secured, it was like, okay, because financial stuff is real. Like money stuff is real. And it makes us all, I think, get really fearful. We live in such a world that's so materialistic, and I realize that I'm. Hey, count me in. I mean, I think it was really big for me during Lent last year. I gave up shopping, which maybe you guys might be, well, what's that's not a big deal to do, and for me, it was a big deal because Amazon was at our house every day.
I think Amazon stock went down.
Stop. But it was like just stupid things. I just be like, oh, I'm going to order this. I'm going to order that. I'm going to order this. And 47 days that I did not press click. I want to buy this. Click. I want to buy that. It's so easy today. Your credit cards are stored in your computer. All you have to do is, or on your phone, and all you do is press buy, buy, buy. So when I did that 47 days of not clicking and buying something, and I stopped, that was a huge awakening for me in realizing like what do I really need, which is the answer is nothing. So, but still that financial stress is there. And I think that I had been known to spend frivolously, and did I say that wrong?
No, you said it right.
He just grinned at it though. I'm admitting my thing. But so then when financial stress comes and you realize that you attribute it to this, the 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 stress of the money, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I did this too." And taking accountability for yourself, I think is really important when you're going through something hard with your spouse. I think it takes two to tango, and it's so easy to point. You did it. It's you. And the reality is it's us. And owning your side of the street, at least for me, is humbling. And who wants to be humbled? Not me. No. But I think it's through humility and recognizing who you really are that we grow. And for me, I get closer to God. Realizing that we're managing and we're doing it and we're still here and we haven't given up on each other is huge. I think that there's something to the sanctity of marriage. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I certainly know I am, no doubt about that. And it's a couple of the points that you brought up. I'd like to comment on. I find them interesting. One is I think it's so important to really, live at least the part of the 12-step program that says that I shall take my inventory and not anybody else's. And that's really important in a marriage and any relationship. And the other thing is that I got this from over the past couple of weeks from two different spots. One was Sister Miriam, and one was the Reverend Jim Dennison. Sister Miriam's obviously a Catholic nun, and the Reverend Jim Dennison is an evangelical minister. Both of them brought up the point that it's not a great idea to take your marriage problems to all your friends, and they both suggested it's a much better idea to take it to either clergy or professional help. And the reason why is that it becomes just one more wedge and one more area of divisiveness within the relationship. And I see that. I'm a believer that like if I have done something wrong, it's my job to tell people what I've done wrong. It's not my job to tell people what wrongs have been done to me. That's just how I feel. If people can subscribe to that, I think you'll find it very helpful. Very helpful.
But in the end, I think everything works out the way God wants it to work out. I think that if we can get to that place that we can own who we are, own our parts in the things, and then make steps forward to use the new tools we have in a loving and kind way, things can get better. I don't think in a marriage there's really a winner, or I think you're both losers or you're both winners because you're on the same team.
Exactly. That is perfectly put. And my true belief is that, in any relationship there should never be a winner or a loser.
No.
Or it's just not a good relationship.
No.
And it's just like, like everything that happens in life somebody doesn't have to be at fault for it, because a lot of things are just things happen, and it's okay. That's what forgiveness is all about.
It has been this has been a great podcast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. It is good.
If you could subscribe and just know that when you are married, it's for the long haul. It's not always easy, but it's worth it, right?
Yes, it is. I agree.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much, you guys. And again, please subscribe. And if you want to get my newsletter, go to elizabethchance.com and you'll be prompted and you'll get my newsletter into your inbox every Friday morning at 10 a.m.
It's a really good newsletter.
Thanks, everybody. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast, or if you're watching me on YouTube, press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.